Good afternoon to you all from the commentary box here. Talking to Kevin just a moment ago, he said, I think this is going to be a real classic. And certainly the atmosphere here and the setting could not be better.
It certainly couldn't, Brian. The two biggest cities outside of London playing each other, two great sets of fans. I think at the moment, if you're having a contest, the Villa fans are singing a little bit more than that, but maybe the United fans are just feeling the pressure a bit. But a tremendous game in prospect, and if it lives up to half its billing, Brian, we're in for a great day.
Just thinking, I've done a few cup finals here, and you've played few cup finals here. I can't ever recall a noisier cup final than this one.
I don't know if it's the time of the kickoff with it being a little bit different, but it's been going on now for about an hour and a half. We've been sat up here best part of 90 minutes, and they've never stopped. And I think the pre-match entertainment they do now, where they get a guy on a mic to wind them up a little bit with a little bit of friendly banter, it all helps.
Well, the team's being presented to our guest of honour on the left there, the one and only Nat Lofthouse. Nat Lofthouse, OBE, guest of honour, the Lion of Vienna. And he played such a fantastic part as an England international in a famous game against Austria back in '52. He played, of course, in the '53 FA Cup final, the Matthews final. He was on the losing day then. He played in the 1958 Cup final against Manchester United for Bolton, and he splattered Harry Gregg into the back of the net, I remember, scored, and Bolton finished as winners. But all through it, Nat Lofthouse, a real gentleman, and you couldn't find a worthier guest of honour. You can see how well the players are responding to having a former player themselves as a guest of honour, Kevin.
Yeah, I think Paul McGrath, probably one of the few who could have played against him, actually. Don't mean it unkindly, but he is a tremendous ambassador for the game of football.
Gordon McKeague there, also the president of the Football League, and Penny Hughes, the president of Coca-Cola Great Britain and Ireland, and David Dent, the secretary of the Football League, making up the welcoming party there. I suppose we're never going to say they look terrified, but in fact the players do look remarkably composed and relaxed about it all. Steve Bruce, the captain of Manchester United. Mark Hughes and Dennis Irwin. Well, is the glorious treble on for Manchester United? Is it to become a reality? Well, this truly is the first day of big decision. There's Les Seeley. In for Peter Schmeichel, Ryan Giggs, of course. The FA Cup, and the Premiership. No wonder what sort of language you've got here. Andrei Kanchelskis from the Ukraine. Roy Keane and Eric Cantona. Well, Paul Ince, powerhouse through that midfield, and Alec Ferguson. Old buddies there. The FA Cup, the Premiership will really take their turn today. The first leg of the treble is up for grabs in the Coca-Cola Cup final. Bobby Charlton, the director, of course, of Manchester United, and one of their grandest sons. What an occasion. And now we await the national anthem. Referee is Keith Cooper from Pontypridd. Instructions. Let's just have a quick word down on the touchline. Gary Newborn has got Denis Law with him.
Yes, one of Manchester United's greats. He'll have a definite view on how this match is going to go. Denis Law?
Oh, I think if United are going to win the treble, I would say that this game today will probably be the hardest one of the lot. And if they play to their strengths, then they could go, and if they win today, I think they'll go and win the treble. But in saying that, Villa have not played particularly well the last few weeks, but they have got key players on the side and players who could win the game on their own. I think it's got to be an absolute classic of a game.
Everybody talks about Giggs and players like that quite rightly, but what about Daly and Atkinson when he's really on form?
As I say, Villa have got players on the side, Saunders, Dylan Atkinson, Daly themselves, and they're on their own, they could win the game. But I think we've got to see Cantona today and Giggs, and I think with the blend of skill that they got on both sides, I think honestly we're in for a classic today.
Right, let's look at the teams that are going to provide that classic. Aston Villa first, 3 successive defeats behind them, remember. Ron Atkinson's decided something has to be done. Ray Houghton and Gary Parker are missing from the midfield. He's also provided the big team surprise. 19-year-old Graham Fenton, only 2 previous starts, no goals. He gets one of the striking places. It's a formation that sees Kevin Richardson and Andy Townsend as the men to give a hard, competitive edge to Villa's midfield, with Daly and Atkinson on the right, Tony Daly on the left to provide pace and penetration, with Fenton, I think, playing more or less as an attacking midfielder just behind Dean Saunders. Well, Manchester United field their expected side, that is, once Andre Kanchelskis has shaken off an injury. Lee Sharp, who scored a couple against Arsenal in midweek, as a sub. Of course, Les Seeley comes into goal in place of the suspended Peter Schmeichel, his first start of the season. The usual United formation, such power through their midfield. I got a feeling that'll be the crucial battle between Paul Ince and Roy Keane against Villa's Richardson and Townsend. And like Villa, terrific pace down the flanks with Kanchelskis and Giggs, and of course that headline grabber Cantona in attack alongside Mark Hughes. The subs, well, for Aston Villa, Neil Cox, Ray Houghton and goalkeeper Nigel Spink. And for Manchester United, Lee Sharp, Brian McClare and the reserve keeper Gary Walsh. The referee comes from Pontypridd, Keith Cooper. His linesman making up that team, John Elwyn of Norwich and Robert Harris of Oxford. What about this man?
He's a little bit special. He's a tremendous talent. People won't be surprised to hear me say that. And with a talent of his comes little side effects. You're bound to have them. It's part of the character. But he's certainly had a fantastic season. And I think, as Ray Wilkins said, it's about time we got back to talking about Cantona, the footballer, because he has given the game in this country something even a little bit more special than any other foreign player of the past has done. We've had some good ones.
So that's also down to him now, isn't it? If we're going to talk about his football, we've got to, he's got to produce it for us. And there's Graham Fenton, a 19-year-old from Wallsend.